Welcome back to Winging It with the Kellys, where every flight is an adventure. Today we're taking off from the Twin Cities of Lewiston, Auburn, Maine, and heading south over the beautiful New England landscape. Our destination, the scenic lake region of Laconia, New Hampshire. Nestled right next to the iconic Lake Winnipesaukee. Whether you're here for the views, the aviation, or just to join us on another journey, buckle in and let's fly.
Nice jet.
That is nice. I saw the pilot sitting in the lobby when I went inside. Winds look good.
Yep, pretty calm.
Lewiston, Auburn traffic, Cirrus 23 in from Sierra, be departing the FBO, will be taxi Echo Alpha down to 4 for departure, Lewiston, Auburn.
It's a little uphill here, you have to give it a little, doesn't look it right, but you have to give it a little power just to get...
Not like it. It never looks it when you're in a motor vehicle of any sort, it's just when you're running.
or cycling.
Then you notice it, those little inclines.
Okay, so there's no procedure, no departure procedure, just climb rate on this runway. Remember before we were going the other way, we had a 221 heading to 2100 and a right turn out before we went on course. This one doesn't have that, but we're actually going to be turning. Once we get up, we're going to be turning and actually headed the opposite direction. Laconia is out that way.
How far high up are we going to fly?
I'm going to go to 55 if the clouds will allow us. I don't know. I'm looking at those, and we might have to go at 35, but the initial set is at 5,500. 35 would be fine today. I checked all the clearance, the elevations on the way over, and we're good. A little bit of terrain around Laconia, but we're almost going to enter right into the midfield downwind. Right now the winds are favoring 8. So, we're almost going to be lined right up for it, which you'll see once I zoom this out.
Okay.
Rotation's at 77, flaps up at 90. We're going to climb out to a couple thousand and then we'll turn on course for Laconia. Okay, one last check. Mixture's full, 50, boost is on, all the lights are on. Landing light and probe heat is on, we are on both. We are on the right frequency.
Traffic Cirrus 23 in from Sierra, be departing runway 4, Lewiston Auburn traffic.
Clear left, nobody's on the runway. I see nobody, screens are all clear. And we're off. Power set. Airspeed's alive. Instruments are in the green. Everything looks good. Looking for 77. .90 knots. Positive rate. Flaps are up. This gaggle tells us how far above the ground we are.
Okay.
So when that gets to 600, you'll hear the audible.
Okay, and that's when CAPS is available.
Yep.
600.
There you go.
See, that's confusing compared to what you're seeing, the 900.
This is actual elevation over the ground.
Okay.
Is that a fire out there, or is that dust out straight ahead out there?
I think it's, oh, I see. I think it's dust. Looks like a sand pit.
Okay, there's Portland's airspace right here.
Okay.
There's Laconia. You can see the mountains out here.
Yep.
A little bit right here.
There's Winnipesaukee, okay.
Lewiston Auburn traffic, Cirrus 23 in from Sierra, 2800, climbing 5500, and be departing the area to the south. Last call, Lewiston Auburn. Portland approach, Cirrus 23 in from Sierra.
Cirrus 23 uniform Sierra, Portland approach, altimeter 3024.
Altimeter 3024, looking to pick up flight following to Laconia, KLCI for 23M from Sierra at 5500, just departed Lewiston Auburn at 3500 for 23M from Sierra.
623 uniform Sierra, squawk 0357.
0357 for 23M from Sierra.
26 minutes.
Okay.
Right, 53. And obviously that's going to start dropping once we level off. We're almost up to altitude. Once our speed picks up, you'll see that number drop.
Now, where did the angle of attack thing go?
That's on landing. So when we're coming in, it knows we're setting up, so it's going to go away.
So it goes away during flight, only
It
for
does.
takeoff or landing?
Yep, so that's something, like I said, you can always be watching.
Yeah.
If you see that drop below 80 knots, it's just a good reminder, especially if you're seeing it it's not stabilized, if you will. It's continuing to drop, and that angle of attack indicator is going to tell you when you get into that zone that. But really, you're looking for it right out at 3. So it'll start down at 6.
071 able, clear direct Aspen.
So we're just about to 5,500.
And that's Long Lake, hence the name.
Long Lake right there.
Oh, that's Long Lake.
Yep. Remember, you come up Sebago, right?
Through the locks.
And then you go through the locks, and then right up. From this vantage point, you can see why they call it Long Lake, right?
It's very long. I thought that one was Long Lake.
So Sebago Lake, I believe, is about 15 or 16 miles long from end to end, and I think Long Lake is 9 miles end to end.
Blue 307, contact Boston Center 128.2, have a good day.
Is it more like this in the summertime because of the heat?
When we're lower, if we get up above the clouds, a lot of times I think you'd find on a day like today, it's smoother it out like glass, but you're going to have to get up, today we'll probably have to be up 10,000 to get up over them.
Well, we only have a 26-minute flight.
Cherokee 40 Whiskey, turn 20 degrees left vector on aerobatic activity over Brunswick.
Aerobatic activity, that's a first.
Ooh, that's not us.
So short little trip this morning from Auburn, Maine over to Laconia. We're headed there in a few weeks. There's a bike rally there. We've got some friends who have invited us out there, and we thought it would be kind of neat to
Mike Hotel, contact Bangor approach 118.
fly into Laconia and grab lunch there and check it out. It's a beautiful day today. We've got 14 minutes left to get to Laconia. We haven't spent a ton of time there. I did some training with Mike Gooley in aviation. I had a fantastic military trainer. I worked with him over there on some condensed instrument training. So I got to fly Laconia, Concord, Manchester in Class C, busier airport, some really good experience. Heidi looked up a couple of cool facts about Laconia and the bike week, and
yeah, Laconia, it's not far from us, but a 26-minute flight, and like Scott said, we are going down with some friends in June for Laconia Bike Week, which is one of the oldest rallies that is in the United States. Started in 1923.
Been around a while.
Been around, and we've never been. So we're going to check it out, the area, before we go down for Bike Week. And Winnipesaukee, we've been to Lake Winnipesaukee. Actually, that's one of the first times we boated was on Lake Winnipesaukee.
It was.
Which is an amazing lake, a very busy lake. But Weir's Beach is in Laconia, and that's where we're going to try to check out today.
So you can see it out ahead, right? So you can see Winnipesaukee. It's another really big body of water in New Hampshire. If we were landing on 2-6, we'd actually be going right over the water on the approach.
About 10 miles southwest.
We got some thermals at work today. It's a little choppy, but we don't have much for wind. We're up at
approach altimeter 3024, expect back to
we're at 4,500, and yeah, it's a little choppy. And only 8 knots of wind up here, so we got some pretty good thermals at work.
But it's good for me to get used to this. I think the first time I flew with Scott in a small plane, it was with Max from Cirrus. And Max explained to me, have a history of boating together, that whenever you're hitting turbulence in the air, just think about a boat hitting waves. And put it in perspective that it is safe, the plane is safe, we are fine. So that definitely helps. It's something I do tell people who fly with us.
No question. So shout out to Max Mortel from Cirrus. As Heidi articulated, when I started dreaming up of buying a plane, she was not on board out of the gate. And Max is our Cirrus salesman up here in New England, and I can't say enough about him and his effort. Really probably was the key to getting us into this aircraft. He couldn't have picked a better flight, picked my wife and I up at the airport, and we had an absolutely carpet ride, perfect skies. We flew up to Greenville, beautiful flight, super smooth. Heidi wasn't sold then, but she was very much like, wow, this is really cool.
37, turn right heading at 360, descend and maintain 2000.
And through the process with Cirrus, purchasing this first aircraft, Max came up 3 times, and I originally ordered a 22, naturally aspirated 22, and did a couple flights where I was thinking long journey flights that we would end up doing eventually, and even some of the Florida flights that we do, that getting up in altitude would really help us. So ultimately, Max came up and showed me what the turbo would do. It was very eye-opening, the difference between the two aircraft, and obviously that was the mission we wanted, was to be able to grab that elevation and climb rate. Really zero regrets about that. It was a really good decision, but again, Max was absolutely incredible of getting everything we needed for information. He's very attentive to email, so if you're looking at an aircraft, Cirrus specifically, reach out to Max if you're in the New England area, and I'm sure that he will give you the same experience that he did us, which was really a 10 out of 10. So
Show you cute pictures of his kids too.
He will show you pictures of his kids, yeah, and some cool trips, that he's been on.
Is that Mount Washington?
District 5337 traffic follows 1 o'clock in about 4
I'm assuming
miles
it is
past
because it has
1,300.
snow.
Yeah. Still got snow on it, right? Put our pattern altitude in. You're used to 1,000, 1,100 where we've been at the ocean, right? So the pattern here is 1545. See the airport up there?
I do, yes, it's right to the left of that island.
So the runway is going this way.
Yep, I see it.
Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 Uniform Sierra, 15 miles north of the field, 3700, descending to pattern, will be entering the midfield downwind for runway 8, Laconia.
Full rich boost is on, all of our lights are on, probe heat is on, we are on both, and we're on the right frequency. Shows you right here, KLCI Unicom.
Okay.
Okay, so you know you're on the right one. And when we get to 10 miles, that's when we're going to give them another update. We'll give them a 10, we'll give them a 5 as we're inbound into the downwind. Because there's a couple planes out here.
Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 Uniform Sierra, 10 miles north of the field. We'll be setting up for the midfield downwind runway 8, full stop, Laconia.
This would be a good pick right here over Winnipesaukee.
It's really pretty.
And we're going to start slow our speed down a little bit. Look at the winds.
Oh wow, perfect. It's funny that it's that thermo that makes it like that. It's not
You'll find them even over water like this, right? So the water's still pretty cold here.
Yeah.
And you'll find that as well.
Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 Uniform Sierra, 5 miles from the field, entering the midfield downwind for runway 8, full stop, Laconia. Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 Uniform Sierra, entering midfield downwind, runway 8, full stop, Laconia. Laconia traffic, Cherokee 559.
Plane coming up there too, straight ahead.
Runway 8, Laconia.
Yeah, there's one that's setting up on an approach.
Wait for them to go, or do we go first?
You got one here. They're out there. I think they're out there a ways.
Okay.
He's out a little. They're out a little bit. We're good. Okay, first notch of flaps is in. They are on the runway right now. ...106 knots. Looks good.
Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 Uniform Sierra, turning left base, runway 8. Laconia.
Laconia traffic at 2875, inbound on the RNAV 08, 15 miles out.
Yeah, they're way out.
No, what I was looking at, I think it's a roof of something.
Shining in.
I don't think it was an airplane.
Okay. Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 Uniform Sierra, turning final, runway 8, full stop, Laconia.
Okay, good stable approach going, 90 knots.
8.
2 reds, 2 whites. See how the AOA came alive?
Yep.
Flaps are up.
Laconia traffic, Cirrus 23 from Sierra, clear of 8 at Foxtrot. Be taxi back to Skybright.
And uniform Sierra, we're going to put you out on the overflow. The main ramp here is a little bit tight, so we're sending a golf cart out to get you.
Runway 8,
Thumbs
Laconia.
up. You're good.
Good.
The Skybright staff promptly came out to get us in the overflow parking. Our short ride to the FBO gave Scott the opportunity to talk about aviation with our driver, one of his favorite pastimes. Upon entering the FBO, it was warm and inviting, providing accommodations such as a comfortable lounge, car rentals, and club cars. It was very fitting that we were given a Honda Pilot to use for the afternoon. Between the great accommodations and the friendly staff, we would definitely recommend Skybright.
T-Bone Captain Jack's here in Laconia.
Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack, what did I say?
Captain Jack's.
Captain Jack's.
That's in Naples.
Cactus Jack's. Oh yeah, T-Bones.
T-Bones, all right. When turning onto Lakeside Drive, you could not help but get the nostalgic feeling from childhood. Endicott Park Beach is nestled to the right, spanning 680 feet deep and 280 feet wide, a sandy swimming beach with shallow waters, perfect for families. As you journey down the vibrant boardwalk, you'll find a mix of entertainment, from arcades, shops, food stands, and the iconic Winnipesaukee Pier, built in 1925. After heading back to the FBO, we decided to forego the golf cart ride and walk back to the overflow parking. After Scott's pre-flight, we were wheels up heading north, just in time for school pickup. It's pretty awesome that the Cirrus life will allow you to explore new locations and be home in time to get your kids from school and get dinner on the table. We look forward to flying with you guys again soon. Please like and subscribe and tune in next time.